The presence here today is meant to show that we have a unified effort of government to stop weapons trafficking south to Mexico, because that weapons trafficking south to Mexico fuels cartel violence and fuels cartel power, and those cartels are now foreign terrorist organizations. In recent cases, Brendan's group with the ATF and our AUSAs addressed and charged straw purchasing hundreds of firearms that are making their way south. That's the suppliers in Phoenix. Our Tucson AUSAs, with DHS and DOJ partners, interdicted 3,000 rounds of 50 cal ammunition.
Just put the boxes on top. That's one first buyout.
ATF has determined that cartels prefer large caliber and or belt-fed rifles, such as the Ohio Ordnance M250 caliber rifle, the Ohio Ordnance M240 7.62 millimeter, the FN M249 5.56 millimeter, and the Barrett M82 50 caliber semi-automatic rifle. I'll tell you, all these firearms here on this table are semi-automatic firearms, right? They're easier to get. They're not controlled under the National Firearms Act, and they are available to citizens. So these are really easy to get. What they do, though, is as soon as they get these south of the border, they basically have factories, they have individuals that are converting these things from semi-automatic to fully automatic.
We will utilize every tool at our disposal to keep these weapons out of the designated terrorist organizations in Mexico. Together with our partners, we will continue to target and examine high-risk outbound conveyances destined to Mexico. We will increase outbound interdiction focused on weapons and currency. Trafficking of weapons and ammunition intended for terrorism is not just a border violation, it is a direct act of supporting terrorism.
Under President Trump and Attorney General Bondi's leadership, and since January 20th of this year, ATF has prevented nearly 9,700 firearms from falling into the hands of dangerous criminals or terrorists. If you take a look over at the table over here, these are a lot of the firearms that ATF seizes. I'll tell you right now that is a very small representation of what our agents come across almost on a weekly basis. And I'll also say, since the announcement from Attorney General Bondi earlier in the week of the 9,700 firearms, I will tell you here in Arizona alone, that number is now up to 11,000.
Yeah.